Good evening, everyone. Happy 4th of July. This is Walking into the Light. My name is Ryan Nolan, and thank you for joining this video. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and you can make a comment. There's also a donation link in the description box below if you're interested in doing that. If you do, I would greatly appreciate it. The reason I wanted to put this video out there is because there's something really important that I wanted to mention, and it's the fact that the wrath of God is here. And I wanted to make that clear to everybody that the wrath of God is here and that He is here to avenge the injustices that have been happening to humanity for way too long. And what I'm talking about is all of the things that have been going on behind the scenes. There are soulless beings that are in positions of power within the government, within law enforcement, within pretty much every sector within society, that's taking advantage of human beings by keeping us divided amongst ourselves so that we can't truly understand who really is the main culprit and the enemy of our soul. And that happens to be the satanic forces and the Luciferian forces that I've talked about in past videos that have overtaken this earth for thousands of years, and it's come to a head, and it's no longer going to happen. God is here, the wrath of God is here, and He is furious because Satan and his army of darkness has continued to try to take as many people down as they possibly can, knowing that their time here on earth is up. And more specifically, there are people within society, people that are well known that you've heard of. Donald Trump's one of them, and I wanted to talk about him real quick because I think it's important for people to understand the role that he plays amongst the battle between good versus evil. So, as we all know, or maybe not all of us understand this, but there is truly an antichrist that is the opposite of Christ consciousness. And Christ consciousness is the consciousness that's expanding within the universe and on this planet currently because of the new light that's coming into the world, that's exposing all of the lies, corruption that has been going on for a long time. And all the truth is coming to the surface. And the exact opposite of that type of consciousness is the antichrist consciousness, and it's the lower vibrational aspects of the self, the one self that we all share, the lower vibrational aspects of the energy within the one self is what comprises of the antichrist consciousness. And this is basically an energy that has been cultivated by the devil to ensure that certain souls are able to get power within this world and to overtake the consciousness of humanity, and making sure that certain people in positions of power, retain the lower vibrational energies of the Antichrist consciousness. And once again, this is the exact opposite of Christ consciousness, which is what's expanding in the universe right now and on this planet. And Donald Trump is the Antichrist. I wanted people to be aware of that. So Donald Trump has been chosen by Satan. I don't know how long this has, been understood to be the case or how long this has been strategized, but it's been, something that Satan has planned for a very long time to ensure that there are certain souls, and the soul that he wanted to put in the position of power that would represent the Antichrist consciousness was Donald Trump for this specific time period in history. And that's exactly what he was trying to do with Donald Trump when he won the election in 2016, was to eventually win the election after he developed enough, credibility amongst people to believe that he was someone credible, that he could actually trick people into believing that he was truly had the best interests of people at heart, when really his whole purpose from the very beginning was to get into the presidency so that he could win a second term in 2020, so that at that point he could, along with other countries, turn the tide against humanity and unite with other superpowers like China and Russia. Those were United States, Russia, and China were the three major countries that have been behind the scenes trying to work together to form an alliance for Satan. And that was something that Donald Trump was going to take over for the United States had he won the 2020 election, to ensure that, when the Russian country and Vladimir Putin had invaded into Ukraine, that the United States would stand by and let that happen and not intervene, because the whole purpose of Russia going into Ukraine was to overtake the energy sector so that they could use the energy that they were going to take from from that area, because Ukraine has some high, some, I don't know the specifics behind it, but I know there's technology there that they were trying to secure. The Russians were trying to secure specific technology so that they could funnel the energy from this technology to Donald Trump to increase his energy levels so that he could become the highest, the most powerful soul within the universe, basically. And at that point, they would be able to take over the universe. And that was the entire plan of Satan from the very beginning, that he had his reign begin on Earth, thousands, if not millions of years ago, probably thousands of years ago. And, it's culminated up until the point that we're at right now in history, where Donald Trump now faces all these criminal charges that you see when it comes to the documents case. And the purpose of this video that I wanted to get out was just to let people know, first of all, that who Donald Trump truly is. He's a alien. He is I'm not exactly sure what type of alien he is, but he's a negative alien that is not human. He does not have a soul. He does not have a human soul. He's soulless, and he's basically trying to, once again, his goal was to overtake the collective consciousness of humanity by being the most powerful soul in the human collective consciousness. And that has failed because God has stepped in and made sure that, first of all, Ukraine, when they got invaded, had enough support from the United States and other countries to ensure that Vladimir Putin wasn't able to overtake those energy sectors. And even taking a step further back, making sure that Donald Trump did not win the 2020 election, because God knew that that was what Donald Trump wanted to do, was just to abuse his power and get to a point where he's overtaking the consciousness of humanity with its infused energy. So God understood that. He stepped in and made sure that Donald Trump did not win the 2020 election. He also took it a step further to ensure that Donald Trump is going to be indicted on these charges. So all the things that you're seeing in the news right now about these criminal charges against him is because God is ensuring that he does not win the 2024 election, and that he's put in prison potentially before the election even goes through in 2024, so that he can't use becoming president in 2024 as a way to escape justice and escape all of the indictments that are being presented right now by all these prosecutors. So, and that's one of the things Trump wants to do, is he wants to use his 2024 bid and potential election, which isn't going to happen. But in his mind, that's his escape route, is to ensure that he can escape justice by becoming president in 2024, because you can't be president and also be indicted for all these different charges. It would sort of be a way of saying hands off, you can't touch me, I'm president. But that's not going to happen, because he's not going to win the election. And before that even happens, he's going to be most likely put in jail. So I wanted to kind of connect the dots as to why you see the things happening in the media regarding these people that I've mentioned that are high profile people, and how it connects to the spiritual battle between good versus evil, and how Satan has been trying to overtake the consciousness of humanity using specific people in positions of power, and how God has stepped in to make sure that it hasn't happened. And I want to bring this to the light, because the more I do this, the more faith and light will come into the universe and into this world as well, to expose more lies and more untruths. So this will continue to increase the more truth that I put out there. And that's really what I had to say. I'm sure I'll put more videos out soon regarding, some of the more contemporary things that we're going through right now, and how it relates to the spiritual battle that's taking place. And hopefully this helps. Hopefully everyone's having a great 4th of July weekend. Stay safe. I really urge everyone to pray as much as possible at this time, because the devil does want to bring down as many human souls as he possibly can. And the way to fight that is to, first of all, understand what the truth is, so that you're not going to be swayed by fear mongering, and to ensure that you don't fall into the trap of the illusion of fear. If you find yourself fearful of some of the things that come up in the media, any stories, any news of scary things that they say is going to happen, just know that it's all an illusion. All right, hopefully everyone's having a great night. Love you guys. God bless.